Hello, and welcome to the 2020-2021 Melvindale High School school year. My name is Ryan Veronicic. I'm the principal of Melvindale High School. Many of you already know me as Mr. V. This is my 15th year in Melvindale Public Schools. I started off as a teacher and a coach here, was an assistant principal, and now I have completed my 5th year as the principal. It is the only district I have ever worked. It is the only district I ever want to work. And the number one reason for that is you, the people, the community, and your students. I want to thank you before I begin for your patience throughout this process, for the grace you've shown us as we navigated things we've never had to do before, but especially for what you did in the spring. The amount of support you showed for our plan was the only reason it was successful, or one of the major reasons it was successful. Over 80% of our students completed all of the required work. I'm really proud that the Cardinals did not fall behind, and without your support, none of that would have ever been possible. So thank you for all of your patience along the way and for working with us every step of the way. This is a very special community, and it will need to be a special community as we move forward through this new plan. Before I begin, I definitely want to apologize for the circumstances we find ourselves in going online. The district looked at every angle possible to provide in-person learning. We want in-person learning. We know that's what your students need as well. However, looking at everything that was on the table that we had to provide, we made the determination we did not have the space or the tools to adequately provide a safe learning environment, hence the decision to start the school year online. The apology is for the circumstances, the stress that this causes you and your family. We greatly apologize for that, and we wish there was a way to avoid that. One thing about Melvindale High School and our aim, and one thing that sets us apart, is our service. Given that we are going online, we want to take our service to an extremely high level. We think connecting with our students is probably going to be one of the most important things we do during this period. So we are introducing what is called an advisory. An advisor, we will have a dedicated advisor, which will be a classroom teacher dedicated to groups of students throughout the entire building. This advisor will be there to provide support, help remove obstacles, and basically connect your student to anything he or she may need. So if a student has an opportunity to express or has an opportunity to go to one person rather than 7 different teachers, we feel that child will have much more success in getting to the appropriate person, whether that's myself, whether that's the assistant principals, whether that's our social worker. We want to make sure your child has one dedicated adult that they can go to for anything and everything, and that will be through the advisory. Through the advisory is where we're going to attempt to have our community of learning going on, where kids can also work with each other to solve problems and things like that. It's also this person, the advisor, will be the one to regularly communicate and interact with you, the parents. Where you can go for all of this is on our website, www.melnapschools.com. We will have all important announcements posted there. We will have information on how to access all of the school classroom codes, information on how to contact all of the relevant personnel, and any updates that you need to know will be found on the website. Other than that, please make sure we have accurate information on file for you, especially email addresses and phone calls. We will be doing regular robocalls, and the number one way you will be receiving communication from us will be via email. So please make sure we have that information on file. You can call me, 313-389-3320, at any time if you have any questions or concerns about how this is going to go for your child. We will be as accessible as possible, and I will get back to you very quickly, and we are here to work with you on this journey. Thank you for your trust and support. We look forward to working with you and your students this fall.
Hey Cardinals, I'm Assistant Principal Trevor Kessel, and I'm here to speak to you about your schedule and also a little bit about attendance. First of all, your schedule. Your work is going to be divided into 2 basic categories: synchronous, or live learning, and also asynchronous, or what you might call homework. Synchronous, or live work, it has to be completed according to the schedule that you're about to see. You'll be in live classes with your teachers. Asynchronous work is more like homework, and you can complete that pretty much at your own pace and on your own time, as long as you get everything handed in by the due dates that are assigned. Some of the work might be expected to be done before your live class, and some of that asynchronous or homework will be expected to be done after your class, after your live class. Also, just because the synchronous or live work happens on a certain day, that doesn't necessarily mean that the due date for your asynchronous or homework will be on that same day. Don't worry, as long as you're following along in your teacher's Google Classroom, you'll be fine. The schedule that you're about to see is for most MHS students. If you are some English language learners and also special education students will be contacted separately about your schedule. And if you are a VOTEC student, your VOTEC classes will take place on Tuesdays and Fridays, and Mr. Hannum will speak to you more about that. On to the schedule. The following is our schedule for mandatory synchronous or live learning. On Mondays and Wednesdays, you'll meet your first hour, second hour, third hour, and your advisory classes. First hour goes from 8 until 8:45, second hour from 9 until 9:45, third hour from 10 until 10:45, and then you'll have lunch, which goes until noon. And your advisory, which is still mandatory, that takes place from 12 until 12:45. We get the other half of our schedule on Tuesdays and Thursdays, where you go to fourth hour from 8 to 8:45, fifth hour from 9 to 9:45, sixth hour from 10 to 10:45, then you have lunch, and then finish the day with seventh hour from 12 until 12:45. Now, if you do have an AP class or more than one AP class, your synchronous or live learning for those particular classes are on Friday. Please check the schedule for those days. So, on the first day of school, August 31st at 8 o'clock in the morning, you will go to your teacher's website. From the school website, under teacher directory, find your teacher, then find your class, and click for entry. Email, you need to check it often. You need to use your school-issued email address, which is your student number, at students.melknapschools.com. Also, there's a change in our email interface this year. We're using Gmail instead of Outlook. So you can go right to the Google website, find Gmail, and log in there. That gets you into your student email. On to attendance. Remember that attendance in your synchronous or live classes and your advisory is mandatory. You must be there. This means that you'll be in live classes on Monday through Thursday from 8 in the morning until about 12:45 in the afternoon. Keep in mind you also have an hour 15-minute lunch break during this time. We will be taking attendance. Also, there will be times when handing in an asynchronous homework assignment might count as being present in certain classes. Students who are habitually absent or not handing in work will be in danger of failing, and the school will be taking action. Just as always, be responsible. Cardinals, we know this year is starting off very different from anything that any of us have ever done before. It's going to be a challenge for you, it's going to be a challenge for me, it's going to be a challenge for your teachers. Please keep that in mind as we all work together to get through this year. I know that we can do it. Also, please remember that I'm here to help you with anything you might need. If it's academics, if it's social, if it's at home, please contact me with any questions that you might have. Let's have a great year. Go Cards.
All right, hello Melvindale High School students, and I just wanted to welcome you guys back. My name is Mr. O'Neill. I am the assistant principal and athletic director here at the high school. I know this is going to be a little bit of an unusual start to a year. It's going to be an unusual year in a lot of ways, but I really believe that we're still going to have a lot of fun. And I think that our hope is to try and make this as normal as we possibly can given the circumstances. With that said, I want to talk to you a little bit about getting involved in some of our sports and clubs. If you think behind me in this cafeteria, you might know that there's all of our clubs we have up here. We have a lot of things that we offer, and we're going to try and still do many of those things. I think some of you probably heard in sports that we've postponed football. We've moved football to the spring, but we're still going to do it. And our hope is to proceed with all of our other fall sports here at the high school. A couple of things that I want to tell you about athletics in particular First of all, if you have never been to our school website and you've never been to our athletic webpage, please go there, take a look through it. There's a couple resources there for you. Two that I want to say in particular. One is our schedules. If you go to that website and you click on the tab that says follow your teams, you can see all of the schedules for all the sports that we have here. You can even see the times that the buses leave, who we're playing, all sorts of things. And then the second thing is this year, normally we ask you to get a physical in if you want to participate in sports. This year, there is a health questionnaire that you can fill out if you had a physical last year. So if you had a physical last year, you only have to fill out the health questionnaire. You don't have to go back to the doctors. That will save you some time and money. And your parents sign that questionnaire, you bring it on to us, and you'll be eligible to play. Now, if you did not do a physical last year, you're going to have to do one this year. Another thing I do want to tell you guys about athletics this year, at least to start, any events that we have will be closed to spectators. I know that's not great for student life, but as things change, as the community spread goes down, if we get a vaccine going and we're able to, of course we want to get back to those great moments where we had crowds and big events for our sporting teams here. So the final thing is I just want to close with a little anecdote. My grandmother suffered through the Great Depression. In that time, it was crazy, just like our time. And she used to save Sears catalogs to use as toilet paper, and she saved tin foil all the time. And she, because of that experience, was extremely tough, and she could get through anything. I think when they rewrite the history books here in a few years, this time you guys will be in those history books. You're going to be tougher because of this. You're going to be more thankful for all the things that we do. And we're going to get through all this together. So I just want to encourage you guys to remember that. It's going to end, and we're going to get through it. Thanks.
Hi, I'm Mrs. Pruner, and you'll find me in the library. I also do low-level tech support, so I hope I don't have to see too much of you. Have a great year.
Hi, I'm Mrs. Perkins. I am the principal secretary. My office is within the main office, right next to Mr. Kessel's door.
Hi, I'm Mrs. Neal. I am secretary to Mr. Kessel, and I work in the main office.
Hi, I'm Ms. Coons. I work in the front office, and I am the secretary to Mr. O'Neill, the athletic director.
Here's to a fantastic new year. Hope to see everybody really soon.
Hello, I'm Mrs. Newbecker, your 9th and 10th grade school counselor. I'm so excited to work with all of you this school year at Melvindale High School. My role as your school counselor is to assist all students with personal issues and concerns, social and emotional development, academic support, and career planning. I will be meeting with students in classrooms, small groups, and individually. If you would like to meet with me, you may go to my email, call, or visit my Google Classroom on our MHS website. Together, we can set goals and celebrate your success. I'm looking forward to working with you and making this an awesome school year.
Hi everyone, I'm Mrs. Morosky. I am the 11th and 12th grade counselor here at Melvindale High School. I am excited to be back for my second year helping our amazing students. So my role at the high school is to help students with academic, social, emotional, and career and college needs. So I do that through different programming, one-on-one meeting, and then small groups as well. I also help parents and families planning for our students' futures, as that is a large priority for them and a big task at hand. So I'm here for any questions or help you may need. Please feel free to email me, call me, or utilize our Google Classroom for the counseling office. We have a lot of great resources there as well. So I look forward to meeting you all, and let's have a great year.
Good morning, Melvindale students and parents. This is Mr. Hanna from the counseling office. Here to give you some information about this year's vocational program at the William D. Ford Center. I first want to thank everyone for their patience. I know a lot of students and parents have reached out to me regarding the status of the vocational program, so again, I appreciate you being patient. We have been waiting for confirmation from the Wayne Westland School District to see what format of education they were going to provide this year. They have chosen to begin the year in a remote online format, just as we are doing here at Melvindale. I also want to affirm your decision to join the vocational program and don't want you to be discouraged because of the situation we all find ourselves in. There may never be a greater need for individuals with the skills and knowledge that you will be learning in these programs as we navigate through these tough times. I'm sure the career and occupation you're pursuing will be of great value. Seniors, you know the importance of completing the second year of your program and finishing what you started as you prepare and think about your plans beyond high school. For those of you that are new to the vocational program, very important that you get that first year under your belt, and with some luck, we hope that next year you can build on those first year skills and return to a face-to-face setting for your second year in 2021-22. I also want to mention that all of you first year students, so mostly juniors, you did receive your first choice, so that's good news. If you remember, when I asked you to sign up for VOTEC last spring, we required you to have a primary and a secondary choice. So unless you hear otherwise, you were placed in your first year program. As far as your schedule, I'll do my best to outline this for you, but understand things can change. Let's hope it doesn't. But be aware that what I'm telling you right now is what I know to be the case today. The format of the vocation program, fortunately for us, fits in perfectly to our MHS remote learning plan. Your instructional days and times will be Tuesdays from 7:25 to 10:25. And if you've had a chance to look at when you've had a chance to look at the MHS remote learning plan, that time frame is where the rest of the students will be having their 4th through 7th hours. Of course, you don't have a 4th through 7th hour because you're in the vocational program, so that block of time works perfectly. The other day will be Fridays, same time frame from 7:25 to 10:25. So again, Tuesdays and Fridays, 7:25 to 10:25 will be your live learning days. Fridays at MHS are for AP classes only, so again, there won't be any conflicts with your MHS schedule. Also, every Wednesday, your vocational instructor will be available all day at any time if you need additional help or guidance. Your MHS schedule, so your first through third hours, will follow a similar live format with instruction on Monday and Wednesday mornings. And you'll hear more about that at a later date. Your vocational program will begin on Tuesday, September 1st. So that's the day after we begin officially here at Melvindale, which is on Monday, August 31st. You should be checking your Melvindale email frequently, not just for the purposes of VOTEC, but for any communications that come from the high school. And just as a reminder, your student email address is going to be your student number at students.melnapschools.com. Again, very important that you're checking that email frequently. We are going to provide your student email to the William D. Ford Center so your instructors can reach out to you and give you further direction on how to participate in the remote learning portion of your class. Again, that email address is going to be your gateway into getting into the coursework and instruction. Again, thank you for your patience. I can't say this enough that I think your decision to pursue a vocational program is an excellent one. If you have any questions or concerns, you'll be able to reach out here to us at the high school. We'll do our best to answer those questions. Good luck this year, and please watch for emails on guidance and next steps. Thank you, and be well.
Hello, Cardinal families and students. My name is Ms. Garay, or Ms. G, the school social worker. Even though this school year will bring us different challenges, know that you're not alone and that we will be working together. You have a whole team of people here working with you. I'm looking forward to working with you guys, and welcome to high school.